Yeah, so I was not really a fan to start with. I have to say, I'll tell you the truth. Um, but somehow I feel like, I'm never a fan. Like I was not a fan of the Gen 2, and then more I see it, and I see it driving, and the more I get used to it. So maybe I'm not a good person talking about the looks because something I don't like. Maybe in a few months' time I'm gonna like it. So somehow, yeah, the Gen 3. I didn't like it much to start with, and now I've been in Varano. We had different cars, different teams driving, so I could see the cars. Not only me driving it and seeing it static. I found that it looks quite different and quite good. So I'm looking forward to sit with the full livery on a proper racetrack and sit on TV as well. Because I feel like that's how you can really judge it. But obviously it's different, and I feel like every change at the beginning they're hard to accept. Like when we had the Halo for the first time, I didn't like it, and now somehow it doesn't bother me anymore. I wouldn't say it looks good, but it doesn't bother me. So I guess we will see it. And the good thing with the color scheme is that you recognize the car quite easily. A couple of years ago with the Audi, the Nissan, the Porsche, the Mahindra, they were all kind of red. It was really difficult to recognize them. So at least the Envision cars, I'm quite confident we're going to see them.
I think it looks okay. Like I really didn't like the look of it when it came out. I was fully on board with the whole paper airplane thing, but now I've started to see them on track and photographs and looking at it more and more. You just become familiar with it. It's like when they changed the F1 logo and everyone was like, "Oh my God, you've ruined Formula One." And now you can't imagine.
It's objectively so much better than the F1 logo as well. But that's, I guess, the thing with the new cars, right? We're talking about it. Like, I guess that's kind of part of it. And I guess from Seb's point of view as well, as long as it looks good in your rear view mirror, that's all you need to worry about, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's fast, the rest I don't really care at the end.
But on the looks are one thing, but the performance of it is a big step up, isn't it? I mean, we're looking at a seriously improved car. Can you just talk people through some of the main changes that we're going to see with the Gen 3 car in terms of its actual performance?
Yeah, so for the first time in the history of motorsport, there will be a front motor on the front axle of a single seater. So it's basically a four-wheel drive when you brake. So the idea of that is that basically you're going to recover a lot more energy than before because you're going to brake with the front motor. And then thanks to that, they were able to make the battery a lot smaller. Just because you're going to recover more energy, you don't need a battery as big as what we used to have. So even so the front motor weighs a bit of weight, it's still going to bring down the weight of the car by 60 kilos, I think, which is, considering it's going to be a much faster car because we're going to have more than 100 kilowatts more in quali mode, four-wheel drive when we brake. So it's going to be lighter, a bit smaller as well, because the idea was to make it slightly better for the street tracks. But I think it's something like 10 centimeters narrower, and it's going to be 60 kilos lighter. So altogether, it should be a big difference. It's always hard to say until we go exactly to the same tracks like in Mexico, but I expect a good gain in terms of lap time, and then we'll see it in Monaco, we'll see it in Berlin, in a few of the tracks that we are used to go.
Have you driven it at all yet, or do you have like a simulator version?
No, I've driven it already twice, and it's quite powerful. So it's gonna look interesting. I think you're gonna see the difference on TV. Honestly, you're gonna see that it accelerates much stronger, much faster. So to be honest, I think it's gonna be cool. Some of the tracks might need a few changes, but I guess we'll see that once they unveil the circuits. But it's gonna be good. So just expect good racing. We don't have the covered wheels on the front anymore. It may be slightly less efficient, but the good thing is that maybe there will be less contact as well, because now you can crash more easily, you damage the car more easily. So somehow for the racing, it might be even better.